Today I want to talk about elevators. That's right, elevators. Now, what can be said about elevators? They are a fucking useful thing. When I'm in a building with 2 or more floors, I always choose the elevators over the stairs. Even if there are only 2 floors in the building. The reason why I do that is because I like elevators a lot more than fucking stairs. Now, I personally find elevators very useful. Now, there is a lot I could say about elevators, but I don't have a lot of knowledge on elevators. I haven't been researching that. But just for the sake of it, I am now going to read the history of elevators. Enjoy. I'm reading a Wikipedia article. If you wanna look it up yourself, shoot yourself. The first reference to an elevator in the works of the Roman architect Vitruvius, who reported that Archimedes built his first elevator probably in 236 BC. In some literary sources of later historical periods, elevators were mentioned as kept on hand and powered by hand or by animals. It is supposed that elevators of this type were installed in the Sinai monastery of Egypt. In 1000, the Book of Secrets by the Arab Ibn Khalaf ad-Muraji in Islamic Spanish described the use of an elevator-like lifting device in order to raise a large battering ram to destroy a forest. In the 17th century, the prototypes of elevators were located in the palace buildings of England and France. In 1793, Ivan Kulebin created an elevator with the screw-lifting mechanism for the Winter Palace of St. Petersburg. In 1816, an elevator was established in the main building of sub-Moscow village called Archangelskoye. In 1823, a scanning room made its debut in London. In the mid-1800s, there were many types of crude elevators that carried freight. Most of them ran hydraulically. The first hydraulic elevators used a plunger below the car to raise or lower the elevator. A pump applied water pressure to a plunger or steel column inside a vertical cylinder, increasing the pressure allowed the elevator to descend. The elevator also used a system of counterbalancing so that the plunger did not have to lift the entire weight of the elevator and its load. The plunger, however, was not practical for tall buildings because it required a pit as deep as below the building as the building was tall. Later, a rope-geared elevator with multiple pulleys was developed. Henry Waterman of New York is credited with inventing the standing rope control for an elevator in 1850. In 1852, Elisha Otis introduced the safety elevator, which prevented the fall of the cab if the cable broke. The design of Otis safety elevator is somewhat similar to the type still used today. A governor device engages knurled rollers, locking the elevators to its guides should the elevator descant at excessive speed. He demonstrated it at the New York Exposition in the Crystal Palace in 1854. On March 23rd, 1857, the first Otis passenger elevator was installed at 488 Broadway in New York City. The first 8 elevator shaft preceded the first elevator by 4 years. Construction of Peter Cooper's Cooper Honors Building in New York began in 1853. An elevator shaft was included in the design of the Cooper Onion because Cooper was confident that the safe passenger elevators would be invented. The shaft was cylindrical because Cooper felt it was the most efficient design. Later, Otis designed a special elevator for the school. Today, the Otis Elevators Company, now subsidiary of United Technologies Corporation, is the world's largest manufacturer of vertical transport systems. The first electric elevator was built by Werner von Siemens in 1880. The safety and speed of electric elevators were significantly enhanced by Frank Sprague. The development of elevators was led by the need for movement of raw material, including coal and lumber from hillsides. The technology developed by those industries and the introduction of steel beam construction worked together to provide passengers and freight elevator in use today. In 1874, G.V. Meeker patented a method which permitted elevator doors to open and close safely. U.S. Patent 147,853. In 1882, when hydraulic power was well established technology, a company later named the London Hydraulic Power Company was formed. It constructed a network of pressure mains on both sides of the Thames, which ultimately extended to 184 miles and powered some 8,000 machines, predominantly lifts, elevators, and cranes. In 1929, Clarence Conrad Crispian, with Inclination Company of America, created the first residential elevator. Crispin also invented the first inclined stairs lift. I wanted to talk about the history of elevators in this video, and I decided why not read the history of elevator on Wikipedia. That seems to be the best way to talk about the history of elevators. Anyway, I think elevators are fucking amazing. I think they are truly one of the best inventions ever made. Elevators truly are wonderful. Now I'm going to end. I always take elevators when I see them. Always when I'm in a big building, I always take the elevator because they are fucking amazing. My opinion on elevators are they are one of the best inventions ever. Now I'm going to end this video with a question for you guys. What's your opinions on elevators? Just tell me. Leave it in the comment section and tell me your opinion on elevators. Do you think they're great? Do you think they suck? How often do you use elevators? Say stuff like that. Just tell me your opinions on elevators and tell me something about elevators. Yeah. Just leave a comments about elevators. What do you think of it and so on. And by the way, should I be reading a Wikipedia article again? Did I read good or... I also want to know, did I read like I was supposed to? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. That's all I'm gonna say, people. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. And don't forget to tell me your opinion on elevators.